Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, all right, let me get the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. God bless you, Doc.
Thank you.
Hey, tonight we have a full plate with Orbital coming in on the first hour, and then Primitive Radio Gods coming in here at the 11 o'clock hour.
Excellent.
So we've really been doing a lot of that lately.
2 guests all week, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah, except Sunday with no guests.
When it rains, it pours. And next week, we have the fabulous Tori Amos coming in. Also, the band that I brought out as my alter ego at the Weenie Roast.
Goldfinger?
311 at the Weenie Roast.
I thought you brought out with me.
Drew, don't argue with me.
All right, what did you say, Adam?
I brought
Sir
out
Adam.
311.
All right.
And we
I see.
brought out Everclear.
Right.
Right, okay. So Goldfinger does not factor in, Drew, but
Right.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
All right.
Also, my dad will be in next week. So,
You want to explain that one to the crowd?
well, my dad's a shrink.
Yeah.
And, he basically talks to people for a living. And he tries to fix people.
Right.
And he's a bit of a ham, and he's always wanted to be on the radio, and he's been bothering me. And,
I see.
he's a huge fan of the show.
Really?
No, not really, because 3 weeks ago I was talking to him, and he goes, yeah, maybe I could come on the show, and, if it works out, maybe I could just get a little regular slot, like, say, 7:30 Fridays. I said, Dad, the show is not on Fridays, nor is it on at 7:30 anywhere, you big idiot.
Very dysfunctional.
Very dysfunctional. Absolutely. But my dad, who said I was getting myself some poison karma
Right.
from dispensing the type of venom that I spew out on this
Right,
show,
right.
will be in here. And I just said, Dad, just come in here and see what it's like.
And I will be away next week.
Oh.
The entire week.
Oh.
You going to live without me?
Oh, good. Where are you going?
Shut up.
No, I'll miss you. Where are you going?
I'm going to Mexico.
Huh?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Undisclosed location.
Hire more undocumented
cut
help
it
to
out.
take
Cut
a
it out.
look after the kids?
Yes. Cut it out.
Where's your lovely wife, Susan?
I don't see her.
She's in studio.
Yeah,
Okay.
back.
All right. So I'll back off on the naked triplet jokes because she'll come in here and kick my ass.
That's true.
All right. So Orbital will be rolling into the studio. Actually, just Paul Hartnell, who is one half of Orbital, and his brother Phil had some visa difficulties. We'll get to the
right?
bottom of that. Yeah,
Really?
they're from the UK. And,
Wow.
they're sticky about who they let out of the country. Angela. Oh, did I give the phone number out? Angela, you're 20. You're on LoveLine.
Yeah, I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading in a magazine about the rhythm method,
Right.
and I just want to know, it just said that's another way of using, without using a pill or anything.
No. Where did you read that?
The Bible.
Yeah.
No, it was inside a Cosmopolitan.
No. I mean, it is a way that people have tried to determine when the rhythm method is more useful to get yourself pregnant than to not get yourself pregnant. In other words, if you're trying to get pregnant, you can try to time the intercourse at the time at which you ovulate. To try to really do that with any degree of accuracy and try not to get pregnant is not birth control.
Okay.
But some women know their bodies fairly well.
Yes, some
They can feel that egg drop.
Sometimes they can predict that, but you can't with any kind of accuracy. If you're trying to achieve 99%, right, people don't want to get pregnant, want like 99.5% protection. No way you're going to get that with the rhythm method.
All right, but let's just say hypothetically. Hold on, Angela. I'm a woman. All right?
Yeah.
I know when my egg drops.
Right.
Oh, okay, there it goes.
Right.
Okay. Now, what's the date today? The 20th? Okay. It drops around the 20th each month.
Okay.
Let's say.
All right.
Now, I can't have sex after that, right?
Right.
And for how long after
Or
that?
before it, too. A couple days before.
Couple days before, a couple days after.
Week or so after.
Okay, but so if you really know, you can get kind of close.
You cannot really know. It's not
Okay.
possible.
All right, it's
So rhythm method is not contraception, okay? It's a way of trying to figure out what the least likely time during your period would be, during your menstrual cycle would be when you would not get pregnant.
Well, what does it have to do with temperature? They said.
Yeah, their basal body temperature, that helps you determine when you have ovulated. So again, to try to figure out when you are most likely to get pregnant.
Okay, well, because I know that's
No, no.
what the Catholics say that you
No,
should
no, no,
use it.
no,
Oh,
no, no.
don't get me started on
No.
those godforsaken
No,
Catholics.
no. But I mean, you shouldn't be having sex if you have to use that kind of contraception.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can try the Ouija method too, Angela.
Okay, because that's what they taught my husband and I when we went for a marriage encounter, because we are married.
What's
and,
wrong with a condom?
Well, I don't know. We used to use a condom, and then I was on the pill, and I just thought, well, maybe we would try it. Just because I just had, 6 months ago I had a baby, and I just wanted to see, instead of taking the pill, because they said that,
If you don't mind the risk of pregnancy, then that's fine. You can maybe reduce the risk, but certainly not to zero.
All right. The inevitable. Eventually, one of those little sperms is going to find its way to your egg. Brooke, 14, you're on LoveLine.
Yeah, okay. My problem is I was walking to my friend's house when I forgot to bring my brother's CDs. And I went upstairs to get the CDs. And I didn't bother to knock on his door because I heard a vacuum. So I thought he was, vacuuming. But he, wasn't. He was, pleasuring himself. You know what I mean?
With the vacuum?
Yeah.
Really? It wasn't an upright, was it? Because that can get painful.
Stop.
Especially if they have that oscillating brush.
No, it was, the central vac, the...
Right. He popped the hose off.
Oh, God.
I know. I got a reducer attachment so I could use it. Brooke.
It's really a problem.
Oh, how old is he?
He's, 16.
That really, for a 14-year-old girl to witness that, especially within the family, has to be traumatizing.
I'm, at my friend's house, and, I don't want to go back home because, I don't...
Well, look, as long as he's got the vacuum, you're safe.
Is it that you don't want to confront him or see him?
Yeah, and I'm, embarrassed.
Sure, of course. How do you think he feels?
I don't know. Probably worse.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Brooke,
Yeah.
so you barged in through the door.
Well, I set my foot in and I could, see, through the crack.
Okay, but did he see that you saw?
He, closed the door and said, "I'm changing." And I'm and I, ran down the stairs and I went out the house.
Okay, first let's address the dangers of basically humping a vacuum cleaner. Drew, anything that you know of?
You're the mechanic.
Can your testicles be turned inside out?
No.
Can it pop an eyeball inside of your head, the socket?
No.
Lose a filling?
No. No.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it
I don't know
something with the
either.
HEPA filter? Nothing?
No.
No danger.
I mean, I don't know. You're a mechanic. You tell me. I mean, can something be... I mean, can they generate so much suction that it hurts somebody?
I would think, yeah.
All right.
One time when I was a kid, I took a glass, just like a regular, like a pretty big glass, like a tumbler,
Yeah.
and I put it over my mouth. And you know how if you suck it in,
Yeah.
it'll stay on there?
Right.
You don't have to use your hands. And I just went, and I kept this glass on my mouth for a couple hours. And when I pulled it off, I had a big black and blue ring around my face. For a week, I had this huge, looked like a bass.
Why? Why a couple of hours?
You know, you're bored when you're young. There's not much going on. We didn't have cable and Nintendo when I was a lad.
Wow.
We made do with the
Glasses.
tumblers. Yeah. So, Brooke.
Yeah.
All right, listen. Here's the deal. There's no way he's bringing this up.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I can barely hear you.
Oh,
There's
sorry.
not a snowball's chance in hell he's going to bring this up. I don't even think he's going to say anything that starts with a V in front of you for the next 5 years. So if you don't bring it up, you can just sort of skirt around it.
Right.
But you use it, Brooke, as your ace in the hole. This is your trump card. As a matter of fact, if he starts hassling you or he catches you doing something or says he's going to tell your folks about this or that or gets in your diary or something, you just say, maybe I'll talk to Mr. Hoover and see how he's doing, and he will shut right up. You understand, Brooke?
Yeah.
Use this. Don't waste it now.
All right.
All right.
Your brother's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him. It's kind of a funny thing to do, but he's probably okay.
No, these guys go on to build bridges and design computer programs. Megan, 18.
Yeah, hi. Okay, I have a little problem. A lot of my friends are in really heavy relationships where they're having sex, and they tell me all about it, which is fine, but I can't really relate because I'm 18 and I'm a virgin. But what's worse is that I've never kissed a guy. And I have a lot of really close guy friends. I mean, my best friend's a guy, and a lot of guys are interested in me, but they're just the wrong guys. I mean, they all want to have sex. And I don't really know what to do because, I mean, I'm going off to college, and I don't know. I have a lot of, I mean, I really like my best friend, but I don't want to ruin our friendship, so I haven't really.
How would you ruin the friendship?
Well, I mean,
She doesn't want to make a move.
yeah, if we did that, you know, and then like it wouldn't work out. 'Cause
Her best friend's a guy?
What?
I'm assuming your best friend's a guy.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Why do you feel so? Why does this make you feel so inadequate? I mean, it sounds like you're standing by your values. You're being smart. You're not making any foolish choices. Do you feel left out,
all
or do you
friends
feel?
are talking about
do you
it.
feel,
Make her feel left out.
Are you lonely? Are you left
Well,
out? What's
no,
happening?
I mean, I feel like I'm just missing out, you know, because I mean, I can't really.
Listen, do you ever listen to this show?
Yeah.
This is what happens. What you hear about in this show is what happens when people have sex before they're ready,
Yeah.
and before they're mature enough, or before they emotionally are ready for it.
All right, but
Does it sound like you're missing out on anything when you listen to this show? Okay.
Yeah, I think it does, actually.
No.
Oh, believe me, we have 15-year-olds calling in about threesomes, and Megan has not even kissed a man at
You
age
feel
18.
like that you were left out.
I'm 32. I feel like I'm getting
yeah, but
rough.
the fact is, if you're 15, you hear about stuff like that, and it doesn't sound right at all. And you get to hear about how much trouble people get in emotionally and otherwise.
Megan,
and that's what happens.
all right,
if you're
but-
not ready, you're ready. You go to college, you'll meet lots of new people. You're going to be fine.
Oh, but she can kiss somebody, for heaven's sake. Megan.
Yeah.
All right, what's been holding you back? Is it a religious conviction?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just not ready to have sex.
Okay,
I
but
mean,
you're ready to do a little kissing.
Well, yeah.
Maybe
but
a
I
little,
just-
little petting? Some petting?
Yeah.
Light petting?
Well, sure. It's
Okay.
just that the guys that have like taken an interest in me, I don't feel comfortable with them, and so I
Okay.
just hold back. And,
All right, but Megan, you feel comfortable around your best friend.
Yeah.
All right, and you're going off to college.
Yeah.
It's time to make a try.
All right.
Don't do anything you
best
don't
friend?
want to do. Yeah.
All right.
See how it goes. It doesn't have to ruin a relationship
Right,
just
doesn't
because
have to.
you have a physical encounter with someone. Lord knows Ann and I have had our flings. We still get along fine, don't we, producer Ann? And she looks good. Paul, have yourself a seat. Thanks. Put on them headphones, mate, and buckle up.
Okay.
All right. Now, Paul's from Orbital. Paul, your brother Phil Hartnell
Yep.
did not make it into the country.
No, not just yet. He should be arriving tomorrow. Fingers
Uh-huh.
crossed.
What happened?
I'm not too sure. The American Embassy seemed to be messing around with our visas. They said that all of our visas are okay, but their computer went down and they had to hold two back until the next day, sort of thing. I got mine,
Right.
and my brother didn't get his.
So
still.
you're in. You got
So-
in okay?
Yeah, no problem with the
Okay.
visa. It's just they were just holding them up.
And you got the heroin in okay?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
No problem.
You'll be passing that
Yeah,
later?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Good. We had a little trouble. What group was it? Was it Black Grape or who? It should have been Black Grape.
I
but
think it was one of those
I
guys.
think Black Grape had some visa difficulties too, but I think
Doesn't
that's,
surprise me.
it does.
you
Do
met
know
those
Black
guys.
Grape?
You met them.
I know their reputation. Yeah.
Believe me, I was ready to kick their ass right out of here.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Were those the guys that brought the Butterfingers and Snickers bars and stuff?
40 ounces of Lowenbrow and Snicker bars is basically.
Right.
You'd think England would be happy to get rid of them, quite frankly.
Well, yeah.
You'd think, hey, if someone's a screw up, fine, good riddance. You're not coming back. enjoy the United States. All right, so Orbital is going to be in do the organic thing.
Yeah.
Is that in Big Bear?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is it? I hadn't heard of it until this year. Is this been going on in years past?
No, this is the first time.
I don't know what to call it. It's not the organic tour.
No, it's just the organic party sort of.
I think we
festival,
screwed
if
up
you
by
like.
saying the in front of organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing organic.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a rave.
It's sort of, but it's a bit more like a sort of festival vibe,
Uh-huh.
really,
But
because it's in the middle of the woods in a sort of ski resort.
And it's
So it's a bit like the sort of festivals that I'm used to, the sort of hippie festivals that you get in the UK and that. It sounds more like, on that sort of atmosphere.
Did you guys do Woodstock too?
Yeah.
Was that nuts?
It was indeed, yeah.
How many people were there?
I think it was about 300,000,
Oh my
wasn't it?
god!
It's huge.
Wow. That's a country.
They weren't
in
all
Europe.
watching us, I would say. They weren't all, watching us perform. But
Well, if you get 1/3 of them, you got a good sized
yeah,
crowd.
indeed, yeah.
All right, so that'll be in Big Bear this weekend.
Yep.
So people should get out. And then, are you guys going out and finishing
Well,
a tour after that?
we're doing a 3-week tour after that, sort of in a big U shape up the west coast along the top, and then sort of down the east coast, roughly speaking.
All right. Well, a little later on, we'll talk to Matt, a.k.a. Money, and your record pimp, and get the dates from him, and we'll be able to, because we're on all over the country, so
Right.
we'll be able to alert them that Orbital's coming to a club near them. All right, so back to the phones.
Okay.
All right, just jump in and say whatever you want.
Okay.
There's no screwing up on this show.
Radio.
All right.
Except by Adam.
Except by me. Carrie, 16, you're on LoveLine with Paul Hartnell, who is the representative of Orbital today.
Hi.
Hey.
This is for Dr. Drew, right?
Yeah, Carrie.
Okay. I'm really worried that I might be pregnant because
Boy, you sound terribly nervous. Is that just because you're on the radio, or is that all because of your worry about the pregnancy?
all of it, because this is a life and death situation for me. Because
What?
if my parents find out what I've been doing, they will kick me out of the house. They will disown me.
The fact that you've had sex with somebody.
Yes.
You know what? Have they told you that? Or is
Yes,
that just
they
your... Because most parents really wouldn't do that. I mean, they may try to...
They're religious too.
They're what?
They're religious.
All right, but
They're-
that is the
The pre-pregnancy,
rat.
right.
Yes,
That's the way to
that-
try to scare you out of getting in this position. Unfortunately, as Adams pointed out, it creates a lot of tension that sometimes leads to the counter-reaction or an acting out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Carrie, the more fire and brimstone they hurled at you from their religious pulpit, the more you wanted to go out and have sex, didn't you?
Well, see, okay, I told two of my friends about this, and they say that it might have been rape too.
Okay.
Oh, really?
What happened?
And
What happened?
I don't know if I can call it rape.
What happened?
Do you want me to explain it?
Yeah,
to
what
you?
happened?
Okay, the second time, okay, I've done it 3 times, but I don't know what the first one is. But the second time, my friends are saying that it seriously is because, okay, he slept with my best friend, and, you know, I forgave him, and I forgave my best friend.
Which already is a mistake, but go ahead.
I couldn't help it. He gave me the puppy dog look, and, you know, I'm very forgiving, okay?
Okay.
And, okay, so, you know, she wanted to have us talking again because I was really depressed about what happened, you know. But, you know, she didn't want us to break up or anything because of her. So we went over to his house, and, you know, we got to talking and stuff, and then we went to his bedroom and just to listen to music because that
Sure.
makes me calmer and stuff.
Right.
And she and him started pulling down. I was wearing a dress, and, you know, they both started pulling down my panties and stuff. I could not do anything about it because, you know, I can't really speak out about this either because, you know, he's not really a strong person.
How old is he?
He's okay. I am now a sophomore, but I was a freshman and he was a junior.
All right.
Uh-huh. And
so he's not. So they were both sitting there pulling down my panties. I mean, that was my best friend
Did you say no?
and my boyfriend. I couldn't. I was trying to keep my mouth closed
Why?
because he was trying to kiss me and stuff. And
Oh, my. Carrie.
all right, so where was she during this whole thing?
is that called a rape or?
Did they have sex with you?
He did.
Oh, my God.
And where was she?
She was helping him hold me down.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's right.
That's
Yeah,
horrible.
definitely.
It's horrible.
And then afterwards, when he had me pretty much down, she went and called up a couple of my friends and ex-boyfriends, telling them what was going on.
You're kidding.
Well, how can this person be your best friend
How
or
can this
even
be-
ex-best
How
friend?
can she not be
Yeah.
somebody you despise?
I don't know. I mean, she's okay. She's
Carrie, neither he nor her are any friend of yours.
well. I mean, okay.
No.
she's
No.
had a lot of problems in her life. She
No.
was
Carrie,
abused as a kid,
Carrie,
raped and stuff.
that may be, but that's no reason for you to allow her to continue to victimize you. First of all, you need to go to the pharmacy and get a pregnancy test, okay? Has it been...
Okay, I don't have any money for that.
You have no money?
I don't.
You
I
can't
don't
come
have
up with,
money
was
for
they're
that.
about 10 or
I can't.
$15?
$10.
You can't come up with $10?
No, I can't.
Well, Carrie, please. I mean, we don't want to be tough on you here, but you're going to have to take some responsibility for yourself here. You need to get this test. You got to come up with $10. I mean, ask 10 people for $1.
Right. I'm sure you'll come up with that.
Okay. Can
Wait
I ask
wait
about
to
the
wait
third
t-
time too?
What?
Okay, there was a third time.
Well, hang on.
All
Hang on. We don't even need to hear the gory details about this.
No, just really quickly. One of my friends says that this was rape too.
I'm sure it was because these are criminals. These
Carrie,
are
we're counting the first one as rape.
Yeah.
So
Really?
that's understood.
All my friends have been trying to convince me.
Carrie,
I
it is.
don't-
You need
I
to.
don't know if I can-
No, it guaranteed. It is not. It's rape. It's abuse of multiple types. You need to get a pregnancy test to see if in fact you are pregnant. Wait till 2 weeks after the last sexual encounter, and I think you need to tell your parents that you have been raped. I mean,
Right.
your parents want
Yeah.
to know this. They will help you. This is not your fault. You were the victim of a violent crime. If you had been robbed at gunpoint, would you not tell your parents and look to them for support? This is the exact same kind of thing. Just because it involves sexuality doesn't mean it's your fault.
And-
It is not your fault, Carrie. You are the victim of a violent crime. These people are not your friends. Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
After these messages, we'll be right back. LoveLine.
Let me give the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Caroli. It's Dr. Drew. We're here with Paul Hartnell. He is the man from Orbital. His brother Phil is held up in the UK, but that's okay. We don't need him. We got Paul. They got a little CD. It's called Insides, and we'll probably be hearing some things off of that anytime soon. It's their, I guess, your fourth
Yeah, that's right.
full length thing.
Yeah.
Because you do you've done a lot of like dance tracks and things that are like
Oh, yeah.
extended whatever. What do they call those? Where you do a whole CD, but it's just one big long song.
God, I don't know what you'd call that. You know, we sometimes mix tracks together. I mean, that's all I would call it, mixing different tracks together.
And but you've done a few of those outside of the four full
Oh
length
yeah,
CDs
yeah.
you've done.
We've done a lot of EPs,
Right.
should we say?
Right, and they'll be in at Organic. In Big Bear at the organic place there, and they got trees, and they got kids taking drugs, and they got big screens and all kinds of effects, and everyone can go out there and get in touch with their id. Get naked and find yourself. Also, I was just handed a list of other places the fabulous Orbital will be. Monday, the 24th of June, they will be in San Francisco at the famous Fillmore. Have you ever been there?
No.
It's a real landmark. I've never been there either, but all the, Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, all that.
Right.
27th of June, they'll be in Portland at La Luna. They'll be in Chicago on the 3rd of July. That would be at the Metro. And on the 8th of July, they'll be in Washington at the 930 Club. So those are the places we're in, at least. And people can go find you. And Drew, did you pick out a call?
Oh,
It was a
yes.
little lighter for our guest
A
here.
little bit. We'll get there.
Melody, 19.
Hi, how are you?
Hey.
The situation is it's with my psychologist. I don't see him anymore. I went to a school for, I guess it's like troubled teens. It's teens with like emotional problems, and basically kids who've been kicked out of every other school.
Right. Out here we call it junior college.
Right. I had a psychologist that I was supposed to see once a week. Normally I would see him probably about 3 times a week, and whenever I got upset, if it was like after school hours, I would still go up and see him, and he'd always talk to me. There was never any sexual or flirtations or anything. It was always very, very professional and very, just everything went fine. The problem is now that I don't see him anymore, and now that I feel like I've really gotten my life together, I'm really healthy. I just feel like I'm sort of in love with him.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a normal thing to go through?
Absolutely. It's like many of the people we have listening to the show, I'm sure, are in love with me.
Oh, pray tell, continue.
It is a strong male voice of reason they hear coming into their chaotic
Yes,
lives. Like a big whisk broom. I clean up the mess, and they're forever indebted. And, of course, there's certain love and infatuation then follows. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes.
The thing is, it's not a sexual thing. It's not.
I understand, Melody. It's really part of the process of connecting with another person. And really, that's at least part of, in most cases, what's supposed to happen in therapy. You're supposed to make an emotional connection with that person in a controlled way, who's somebody who knows how to move you through that relationship. And it sounds like that process was still underway even when you were apart from your therapist. And as you began to develop more your sort of here and now self in the present, you were able to experience those feelings that you might have even been developing back then, just weren't aware of it.
How old a guy is he?
And you need to see these things through. It's not exactly... you keep asking, is it normal? It's not that it's abnormal, but it's part of a process towards health, and you're just in the middle of that process.
Well, it's natural. It's admiration. This guy, in a way, saved you.
You're being a little bit... It's more about transference. It's a little less about the whisk broom.
I think Paul thinks it's more about my idea. Yeah. Melody, how old a guy is this guy?
He's 39. He's young. I mean, it's not as if he's...
All right. Are you going to make a move, or you have any plans?
See, that's the thing. I would never ever want to ruin the relationship that we have.
But it's not.
Isn't it a friendship? I mean, isn't that what's been built up there? And if you don't go and see the person, you miss your friend.
Oh, I think it's reasonable for her to see him again. And
I do. I see him. I see him all the time.
It'd be good if you would see him professionally, because again, you've contacted some feelings that you need to be able to move through in a healthy way.
Yeah, but maybe she shouldn't see him professionally because she has stronger feelings.
Let me ask you this, Melody. Do you, in your past, a lot of intense, chaotic relationships?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. She is moving through that with this male, and now she has an opportunity to do it in a healthy way, other than enmeshing the way she's done in the past and having these chaotic relationships where there are no boundaries. She can learn to have a healthy relationship, and that's what the therapeutic process should be about for her.
I agree, but it sounds like she's having more thoughts about him. Come on. She wouldn't be calling otherwise.
Because she's in the middle of the process, she doesn't know what to do with this. If she were still going to the therapy, he'd move her through this.
Melody?
Yes?
Now Drew and I need therapy to sort out our therapy difficulties. All right, so the guy's good for you. Go visit him and sit on your hands.
Professionally. Understand it's part of your getting better, okay?
Right. And that's what I figured. I think the reason
All right. Melody,
yes.
please.
Yes.
Go. Be good. Yes. Paul, they don't have so many shrinks in the UK, do they?
I don't see evidence of them.
They're not around. I mean, you never hear about it.
No, not really, no.
Again, I don't know anything what's going on over there anyway.
British people could sort of see their personal problems as just that.
Yeah.
Personal problems.
Right.
And they don't want to talk to anybody about it.
Well,
I think they sort of store it up as guilt.
Right. Very healthy over there.
Yeah. That's why nobody talks to each other on public transport.
Is that right?
Well, we don't do that here either.
Yeah.
We talk to people, but it's usually we have to like rape or kill them. And there's some interaction when we're killing. Give me your money or take your clothes off, or there's some back and forth there. But yeah, you guys basically you get loaded, you watch a little Benny Hill, and the next morning you sweat it off gardening.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. It sounds fairly healthy to me, actually. Frank, 28.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Okay, my situation here is my girlfriend. She's pressuring me to give her anal sex, but I want to know if I can tell her a good way to get out of it, because she's getting really upset at me. And I think it's like really disgusting, and it's painful, and I've had a bad experience with it once, and I just really don't want to do it. So I want to know if you guys knew of a way for me to get out of this somehow.
Why does this voice sound so familiar to me?
I don't know.
Does it sound familiar to you?
Frank?
Yes.
Hello?
Frank, you've called before, haven't you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Frank?
Yes.
You said you had a painful experience with anal sex in the past?
Yes.
And which part of you was hurt, your front or your back?
No. I did it before.
Right.
It's just really gross. It just
made
me nauseous and stuff.
Right. Now, how bent is she on this?
She basically cuts me off from regular sex when I don't want to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
We've never had a call like this. Yes. We've never had and I'm sure you're not going to find a sympathetic ear amongst your friends, because they're all just going to be too busy laughing their ass off.
Yeah, I'm not telling nobody. You guys are the only ones who knows.
All right, well, this is an interesting predicament, because we get the... That's a funny statement, but we get the other side of this all the time. We get women calling saying that their boyfriends have been pressuring them into something they didn't want to do, like anal sex. But Frank here is the first guy secure enough with his masculinity to come forward and admit that he sheds a tear for the butt love.
Yeah, what can I do, though, to get out of this?
Yes, Adam.
Yeah,
What do we tell the guys?
All right,
what do
wait a
we
minute.
tell the girls when the guys?
Well,
are
I presume you've told her what you told us.
Yeah.
that you don't.
And
but
she
you find it
doesn't
disgusting.
respect. She doesn't. That you find it, disgusting, and she
She
doesn't
might
sort
be
of.
offended that I think it's gross, though. 'Cause
Have you told her that you think it's gross?
yes, but then she always says that when I give, when she, gives me oral sex, it's, I think it's different,
Well, if she's prepared to give you oral sex,
Yeah,
without pressure, then that's
she always uses
she
other
can't
things
she
against
can't
me.
hold that against you.
No, I think she's saying she finds that kind of disgusting.
Yeah, but I don't see how. though.
No. She's mixing apples and anuses.
Exactly.
Absolutely. There's no comparison between the oral sex and the butt love. Believe me.
It's just, just something I don't want to do. And
All right.
Other than
See, I told you. I told you. Blacked it all out. Why is that
What?
funny?
I like that.
No,
Well, listen, Drew. Please get off your high horse for 1 second. That was an interesting call.
guy's an a-hole.
All right. Frank's an a-hole. That was a bogus call.
Yeah.
We got burnt. Drew, at the very top of the call.
I said it's a bogus call.
Drew gave he smelt a little bogosity
Immediately.
there. He smelt it, but I was willing to
shot me
believe.
down.
I wanted to believe. That's why. But the point is this. There are guys out there.
No.
They're not?
No.
There's got to be one guy out there who's listening who's in the same predicament that Frank's in. Paul, am I right?
Yeah, I would say
All
so.
right,
Yeah.
there you go. They don't lie. They don't need therapists over there in the UK to tell the truth. All right, we have a little song coming up off of Insides. Little song called The Box. You any story behind that, Paul?
Only that it's sort of inspired by all the sort of spy movie music and sort of Hammer House of Horror things of the sort of 70s and 60s.
Okay.
Sort of John Barry, Lalo Schifrin,
All right, so you
Ennio Morricone.
got a story. Most of the time I ask the guests that, and they go, All right, so it's kind of spy-themey?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be the judge of that. The Box. Orbital, the box, off of Insides with their little James Bond Avengers theme. And we'll be back.
LoveLine. Be right back. Austin.
Well, we're here with Orbital. That would be Paul Hartnell. And a little bit later on, we have the Primitive Radio Gods coming in here. And then next week, Tori Amos, 311, and my dad.
And not me.
And not Drew.
I'll be in Mexico somewhere.
Absolutely.
For a week. Without the triplets. We're not taking the kids.
Selling the prescription drugs at a profit?
No, you can get them over the counter down there.
Oh, okay.
Right? No prescriptions.
Well, why don't you bring me back some morphine?
I figured one something.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And
But
bring
listen,
me back like some
I will
M80s and a
I will
pinata.
actually miss you.
You will?
Yeah, for about a minute or two. I will. And then I'll be happy as hell to be there, and I won't think once more about you.
What part of Mexico are you going to?
Pretty far south.
Uh-huh.
It's up further south than I've ever been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I used to go to Tijuana.
I love Baja. We're not going to Baja.
Wild pigs running on the beaches in Baja.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the beach.
Mexico's a great place to go.
Yes. There are no laws there. God bless that country. Guy gets elected, he gets shot the next day. It's a fantastic country. You guys got a whole different thing going over there in the UK.
They just scream at each other.
Put in one person, they stay there for 80 years.
Yeah, I know.
And they stand up and stick their tongue out at each other.
Yeah, I know. They're just shouting and screaming. Well, as the playground continues.
Well, is it the, I always screw it up, is it the House of Commons?
Yeah.
Or the
I always
Parliament?
screw it up as well. I don't understand the whole thing myself.
Once in a while on late night cable TV
Love
out here,
watching that.
they will broadcast
The right honorable gentleman from North Hollywood.
Right. Guy gets up there, starts halfway into something, and everyone starts yelling, "Bullocks!"
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, though, to see a bunch of guys in
It's not funny
suits.
if you live there.
You know what, though? What's great about it is that those people learn to express themselves so clearly and so quickly with such command of language that you really they get their points out fast usually, but because their friends or their opponents are shooting them down so fast.
But John Majors gets up there, and 10 seconds into his address, everyone starts yelling at him. I mean, it's like Geraldo or something.
Yeah, I know.
But it's weird because other than that, everyone seems pretty uptight, but they just go nuts when they get in that place.
Oh, they do it when they're out and about as well, I'm sure.
Mary, 23, you're on LoveLine.
Hello, Adam. Hello, Dr. Drew.
Hi,
Paul.
Hey.
I do have a situation, and I'll try to be as concise as possible. I am a student studying psychology, and I've taken the year off. I'm getting ready to return this fall. I came into contact with an older gentleman who is in the field. He's a professional.
You're 23.
Yes, I am.
How old is he?
He's 44.
What do you mean he's in the field?
He has a PhD, clinical counseling.
But he's not your therapist.
No, he's not my therapist. He's not my professor. He's not my boss. I just happened to run into him socially when he was down here at the convention.
All right.
Anyway, through the year, we kept in contact. He's become a good friend, confidant, and I'm moving out west soon, which puts me in closer proximity to him. And through this time that we've been talking, he's come to know a lot of things about me. I, in the past, of course, was molested, and so he's had some insights and some things to say that I've talked to him about, and we've become somewhat close.
Yeah.
My concerns are, I've only really been sexually active again, I guess about a year or so. I kind of stopped seeing people for a while because I was trying to work out all of this stuff because it just kind of reared again.
Mm-hmm.
He is married.
Oh, please. Please.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Why did I have a
Okay.
feeling that was the case?
Well, because you got so much to begin with. Whenever they go, he's a humanitarian, and he's got
Exactly.
3
And
penises,
don't get
and
me
he's
wrong,
8
I'm
feet
very
tall.
realistic
Oh, and he's
here.
married. Yes, he's married.
Exactly.
Married? Stuff like
At
this
the
makes
same
me
time,
sick.
no.
No.
I'm at a point right now.
Mary, you can stop here. You can stop right here. Just because he is a professional, just because he has some degrees.
No. Well, it's nothing like that. What I'm talking about is he's almost like a mentor of mine. Me moving out there closer There's a lot more that I could learn from him on different levels. And what I am concerned about is that since I have so much trust in him right now, is this really going to really hurt me down the line if I really think that I'll be able to be intimate with someone again that I can trust completely? Just
Being
because
intimate
so
with
much of what we've done, so much of what we talked about now is just...
Mary,
Yes.
you cannot be intimate with this guy.
Okay.
Okay? Don't. This is a sick relationship.
All right.
Okay? You've given me enough facts for me to make that conclusion.
Well, the marriage thing.
You certainly could be intimate with somebody in the future. Having been molested, being young, having been hurt, makes you a very vulnerable person and very likely to make bad choices. You made another bad choice. I know it looks like a good one. It is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's not a good choice for you. Do not be intimate with this fellow. It is not a good situation.
And I think it's a bad idea. And I know Drew would stress honesty in a relationship, but I think it's a bad idea to start up a relationship after the person has read and memorized your menu. They got all the specials. They memorized your entire dossier, and now you start a relationship with them. It's kind of weird.
But it's a sick relationship. I mean, this guy has...
No, I'm just talking about in general, Drew. I mean, I think it's best for people to meet each other and not really know too much about each other.
And have sex. Is that the deal with
and
you?
just like have sex, and then if one of them starts talking, the other one turns the stereo up real loud.
So we should go for just that initial sort of
visceral.
Yeah, that visceral sort of attraction that people have. That's always the sickest part of the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Paul,
actually,
right?
I'm a little. You know what? I'm being a little.
I don't think there are any rules myself.
You know what? I'm being a little facetious about that. I do have some faith in the sort of visceral kinds of attractions that people get, but you just got to be prepared that they tend to come from unhealthy places, and so you may be dragging yourself into an unhealthy
everything comes from an unhealthy place, but we got to have sex and get married eventually.
Mary's thing is just bad news.
All right.
You got to date a guy who is not married. Just start with that.
Absolutely. Rebecca, 17. You're on LoveLine with Orbital.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, I kind of have this predicament. Okay, I was going out with this guy. Well, kind of going out with him. And we kept getting into these sexual situations, but they got postponed because we had no condoms. But since then, we've kind of, it's like 2 weeks ago, we've kind of, I don't know, we've not called it quits, but like, we're not like seeing each other as much. And what I want to know is like, because now I've got the condoms. And we're like free to have sex, but I don't know if I should just go up to him and talk to him about it, or if I should just like.
What do you mean now you have? Did you have to go to South America to get the condoms?
No. Well, at the time when we were in the position to have sex, we didn't have any.
Okay.
But then he wouldn't be your friend anymore. He didn't hang out with you after that.
No, I'm just saying that we're not seeing each other as much anymore.
Why?
Well, he had family visiting for one.
Okay, but now you have some condoms and you want to have sex.
Yeah.
All right, Paul, what are you doing?
Well, I'd say if you're happy with it, you should go for it.
Okay.
Really, if it's something you want to do.
Well, we tend to like not argue, but like with each other a lot.
Something's missing here. Why'd you call? Really? What?
I should just confront him on it.
On what?
Like, so just like.
It shouldn't be a confrontation.
Right, you guys have a relationship.
Should be a joyful thing.
Right, when something like that naturally occurs again, you'll have the condoms.
Okay.
All right, put one in each boot, Rebecca. You got to get condoms. Everyone has to have condoms. You got to get a bunch of them. Condoms you got to treat like it's got to be like pencils. You can't just have one and hope to hang on to it. You got to put one in the car. You got to leave one at the desk. You got to put one at the office.
What if one breaks?
What if one breaks? You gotta put one. I'll put one in. You know. I wear my hair up sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll have one up in my bun.
Oh.
Hey, Mike, put that on a cart, would you? And we'll be back.
LoveLine will be right back. Why? Because we like you.
I love schlong. Yes. That drop will haunt me for the rest of my days. That will be on my headstone.
Wish it.
I love schlong by Adam Carolla.
I wish it sounded more like you.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like me.
No.
I love schlong.
Well, now that did kind of sound like me. 1-800-LOVE-191. Schlong, Paul, by the way, is American idiom for schlong. It means schlong. It's like you'd call it your wanker.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
you
I'm
got
with you.
those. Right,
Yeah.
okay. That would be Paul Hartnell from Orbital, and we're basically going to say goodbye to him because we have to bring in the Jeff and Chris from the Primitive Radio Gods. Boy, it's hectic around here these days.
Traffic.
I do want to thank Paul for coming in from Orbital. I want to tell everyone to go out and check them out at Organic at Big Bear this weekend. I also want to tell them to go out to San Francisco and catch them on the 24th, and then to Portland on the 27th, and then 3rd of July in Chicago, and then on the 8th of July in Washington. I don't know if it's Washington, D.C., or is it Washington State?
DC.
Oh, D.C. at the 930
I'm pretty sure
Club.
of that.
Oh, yeah, the 930
Yeah,
Club,
yeah.
right, because I was just out there, and everyone was going to the 930 Club.
Yeah, that'll be the one.
So much success on the CD. It's called Insides, and I suggest everyone go out there and get it, and go out and find Orbital wherever they are, and when they come to a town near you, and hopefully you'll be able to get. Is it Phil?
Yeah.
Out of.
Oh yeah, he's coming tomorrow.
He's still in Heathrow, you know.
Yeah, probably.
You're gonna have to do that whole thing yourself.
Well.
You can handle it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cheers.
Well, thanks very much.
Yes.
I don't think I've solved many problems, but it's been a fascinating experience.
Yeah, but your job is just to sort of color the LoveLine experience. We don't solve any problems. I mean, Drew does like a handful, but you come in and we get to say, hey, we had Paul from Orbital in here, and people get to hear you with that great limey accent, and everyone loves it. I thank you for coming in, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on radio station.
Oh, yes, indeed. 1-800-LOVE-191 is the phone number. 310-854-4455 is the fax number. Oh, it's the swing shift. It's Chris O'Connor and Jeff Sparks, and they're both coming in here.
Greetings.
From the Primitive Radio Gods, and they've rolled in. It's like...
oh, it's nasty out there.
It's like some kind of NASCAR pit change that goes on here. The jack comes flying out, the water bottle comes in, a little chalkboard with the numbers on it, and we're back on the road again. All right, thanks for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
All right. The you got this song. It's the number one song, at least on our station.
Never
here
heard
at
of it.
K-Rock.
Don't know what you're talking
You know
about.
that one with B.B.
Oh,
King.
that Sissy song.
Rapping away.
Yeah, I've heard that
Oh,
Sissy
don't
song.
go for that self-deprecation artist
Yeah.
crap. We know you love it.
You're right.
Now, I was reading the bio, and basically, tell us how this record, Rocket, came to be, because it's kind of an interesting story.
Well, I guess it started with the band that I played with for 4 years in the Ventura area called the I-Rails. We made 4 independent records on our own. And kind of went through the whole record company, Mariga Moreau, and Jeff, who's with me on my right here.
That's me.
Hi, Jeff.
I guess got sick of it and split, so we basically broke up. And
A huge mistake.
Well, it wasn't all my fault.
it's his fault. So where was I?
You were talking about dumping Jeff because he was baggage.
Right, that's it. Yeah, we dumped Jeff.
You moved on. All right, I'll finish the
Tell
story,
him
and
I
you
did.
tell me if I screw it up.
All right.
And you went into some guy's, like, basically garage who had some outdated, antiquated engineering equipment.
That's the understatement of the year.
And it was a real, like, what was it? Like, just some crappy, it was like a totem
Well,
play or something?
It was an old 69 Ampex, and it's kind of cool. It was like always breaking down. And as a matter of fact, when I went back into some of the remixes on the songs, Dave, the engineer and owner of the garage, actually had to get duct tape and hold the record button down to make it.
Really?
Yeah, to make
Oh,
it work.
I love
So
these
that
stories.
Kind of a situation.
Oh, that thing will be in the Smithsonian one day.
Exactly.
All right, so
yeah. Anyway, I had bought a sampler. I was like really into Public Enemy just from a production standpoint. I
Right.
thought what they were doing was really exciting, and sort of creating the same excitement that guitars, traditionally did with power chords and guitar solos and stuff. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun to experiment with samples and pop and rock song type things. So I just basically went in and finished. We'd actually laid 2 tracks down that were going to be the next I-Rails record. Are You Happy, and Where the Monkey Meets the Man. And Jeff played guitar on those and co-wrote the songs, and then Tim had played drums. And it was basically the decision, do I keep going or do I just like scrap it? And I said, I'll just make a record, finish it and have some fun. So basically it was just me having fun with the sampler, and also I played bass in the I-Rails, and it was like first time I played guitar in a lot of years, and I just kind of like got a little crazy. There's like a guitar solo on every song. So
you patched the whole thing together yourself, basically.
With gum and duct tape.
And
yes.
for $1,000, you put out a CD. And then you went about trying to get somebody, record label, to sign you, right?
Well, not really. When it first came out, Dave had some friends, and they like played it for a few people. And you got to remember, this is back in '91. It was made 5 years ago, and that was when, Nirvana just sort of happened, and grunge was sort of overthrowing the old format, the classic rock thing. And basically, as far as record companies were concerned, if you weren't like wearing flannel and came from Seattle, it was just like they weren't interested.
Right.
And rock, it was pretty, bizarre compared to that stuff. So I kind of expected that reaction anyway, and it was kind of a conscious decision. I thought if I was ever going to do anything with music, it would be with the I-Rails, because I just thought it was like a great band and great music, and I just didn't have the energy to get guys together and play the songs that were on the record, so I basically just quit music for 3 years. I got a job as a air traffic controller, as I'm sure you know, down at LAX, and I just like got the subwoofer ripped off from my car, so I didn't even listen to the radio. I was just like 690 sports radio for like 3 years, and just hanging out and playing pool and boozing and just doing some other things.
That just makes me feel very secure.
Yeah, relax.
Air traffic controller.
Yeah. Well, that's what cigarettes and alcohol are.
Hanging out and boozing.
Very essential ingredients to that job.
Everyone in the LA area should be breathing a sigh of relief.
That you're out of the tower.
He's
Exactly.
no longer there.
All right, so we'll get to the air traffic controlling days in a second. But as the story goes, as I understand it, you sort of sent out some sampler CDs. You didn't really, you got a couple nibbles but no bites, and you basically shelved the thing for a year.
Right. Well, initially there was a 3-year period where I didn't do anything with it, and then I was staring, looking at doing my job for 30 more years, and I just go, I can't do this for 20 or even 30 more years. And so I started having all these wild schemes about, opening my own business. I sent away for like stock market stuff to play the stock market and horse betting things. And I thought, if you're going to do that, like have your own job or start your own business, do something that you know something about. And obviously that was music, so I had the record done. I said, I'll make some CDs. So
You could have opened an airport. All right.
Pressing on.
So you decided to market it and kind of do it yourself.
Yeah, I sent out to college radio and the press, and it was like, there comes that moment where you have to get on the phone and say, did you get the record? You have to actually sort of sell yourself. And I literally sat for half an hour that first day, like a couple weeks after I mailed it out, and just go, I can't do this. And so another year went by, and I was just sort of basically cleaning the house, and there were the CDs in the closet, and I said, hey, let's just chuck them or do a blind mail out, and it's kind of like, when you buy a lottery ticket, there's always hope that, somebody will listen to it, but
right.
You're not going to win.
Right. The guy's using it for a coaster.
Right. So I did this blind mail out, and just so happened this one guy had started working for Fiction on the East Coast, which basically puts out Cure records, and they also do music publishing, and he just got a job there and was determined to like find something, that people don't get through the normal avenues. And he heard it, liked it, played it for his friend Benji Gordon, who's an A&R guy at Columbia, who played it during this Columbia meeting, and just so happened that the head of the London office was out, and he liked the song, took it back to London, called me at work, talked to me for like a half an hour, and then 3 weeks later called me up and said he wanted to put the record out, and like never even saw me.
You see, kids, it can happen to you,
That's
but
right.
You have to shoot a lot of pool, you got to drink a lot, and you have to quit your job.
You got to chill out, man.
You got to chill out. That's right. You cannot force feed creativity. It must breathe like fine wine. Alicia.
Yeah.
You're 15.
Uh-huh.
You're on LoveLine with the Primitive Radio Gods.
Yeah. Okay. I'm having this problem.
She sounds thrilled, by the way.
Yeah, also do. Yeah.
Okay, I'm having this problem with my boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
and because I'm grounded right now, because of my report card.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes out with his friends and stuff and goes to parties, and he drinks a lot, and I don't know if he cheats on me or not.
Yeah.
Because he won't tell me anything. And I'm trying to have like this really open relationship, because I almost cheated on him the other night, but I decided not to.
Right.
Because my sister's friends came over, and one of them likes me, and I told him no. And I told my boyfriend this.
Uh-huh. So you're staying true, even though there's temptation. Right. Even though you can't leave your room.
Yeah.
It still doesn't mean you...
room. I go downstairs.
Oh, hey. You get to move about the house.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
I just can't leave the front door.
So you're not chained to a radiator in the hall.
Uh-uh.
Okay. All right. No, that's barely a grounding. Yeah. And you know grounding from the air traffic controlling days.
Oh, yes.
All right. So you don't know if this guy's cheating.
Yeah.
Well, does he say no when you ask him?
No, I haven't asked him yet.
I don't have enough guts to do it.
Can you afford a private detective?
No.
What kind of relationship is this where you believe strongly that your boyfriend may be cheating?
Well, I don't know. I care about him a lot.
No, but where does the cheating come into this?
Well, he goes out and stuff. Like one night, I asked him what he's doing, going to a party, and he told me he was going to a party, and I said, okay.
So he does a lot of other stuff than date you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary.
Uh-huh.
Are you the only girl he dates?
I don't know.
Yeah. See, Alicia, you need to
ridiculous.
You need to have a very, very honest and direct conversation with him about what your expectations are in this relationship and what his are, and see if they're similar.
Chris, you've had more in-depth conversations with pilots from Korean Airlines, haven't you?
Let's not get into that.
No, let's get into that for just a second. Is English the standard language of
English
flight,
is the
aviation?
official international language of air traffic control. Unfortunately, a lot of the foreign carriers. Actually, some of the guys are really good, like Aeromexico and Mexicana fly into LA all the time, and they're really good. They do what you ask, and they you tell them to do something impossible, and they go right here, which is nice to hear. But everybody's supposed to speak English.
Man, you seem like a guy with a decent sense of humor. Do you ever screw around with anyone?
I resent that.
You ever yell like he keeps asking directions, you just keep yelling, "Oh my God!"
I've never cursed. You get into pissing matches with guys all the time because it's just LAX is just a really impossible situation that there's just too many airplanes and the equipment is too old and breaking down and you're asking.
Okay, I'm changing my flight to
They don't even have Doppler here yet, do we?
But this is a true story. I mean,
no, I can't stand it.
Drew, then go out of the room. I want to know. Go ahead.
I mean, you're using equipment that's like 30 to 40 years old, and
right.
There's actual telephone lines we use to communicate with pilots and each other that are so old when they break down, they have to like call guys in off retirement.
Right.
Like these old geezers like come in like Uncle Bob and stuff, and then and then when they figure out what the problem is, there's no parts available because it's 40 years old.
Because they have like tubes and things, right?
Yeah, it's amazing, man.
What is up with this?
First world country, and we're like third world systems. So.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
It's because the federal government runs it, basically.
It's that Dan Fernando Pena guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him. Federico Pena. His friends call him Fernando, Engineer Mike. All right, Drew, you can come back in the room now. Drew's getting on a plane. He's going to Mexico, of all places, and he's a little bit squeamish. George, 15, you're on LoveLine with Primitive Radio Gods, minus Drew. Hey, would someone tell Drew it's okay to land back in the studio now, for Christ's sake? George.
Yeah, I want to know, what the long-term effects of, if there are any, pornography when you're, a teenager.
Teenager? Mm-hmm. You can ruin your VCR if you don't have one of those little rewind cars that I bought from the video store. What else, Drew?
By teenager, what age do you mean? I noticed, by the way, you were getting a little insecure without me in here, Adam.
No, I could give a rat's ass.
Actually, my hand was on the table, and he's got some really nice legs. And
so that's what he was getting excited about.
I was trying to see what's going on there.
What, by teenager, you mean 15 and older?
Or between 13 and 18.
Well, I don't know. I can't quote studies that suggest any problem. I know that there's a lot of studies about violence really being contagious.
Yeah.
That people viewing violence tend to become violent, particularly young people are affected by that. I find myself getting up and walking in front of the television 3 or 4 times a day to block things that I don't want my kids to see. And it's not violence. It's a lot of explicit sexual stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Can't you? Do you got a remote control?
Not the worst. We keep losing them, or the kids take them outside or something. But
you actually throw yourself in front of the tube?
I can't actually walk up there and change a channel or something. I mean, that's... So my instincts tell me that it's traumatizing in some way to kids. They can't interpret it in context. It doesn't make sense to them. I don't know at what age it becomes non-traumatic. I'm sure 15-year-olds can view this stuff, and it's not a big deal.
Well, this is going to be an interesting thing that's going to occur in our society because when I was growing up, now Chris, how old are you?
31.
Okay, so you're about my age, and Jeff?
30.
30. All right, I'm 32. Drew's 108.
Oh, you guys are way over there.
We're all about the same age. Now, when we were growing up, we didn't have access to a porno movie. I mean, I could remember trying to watch a porno movie at age 14 or 15, and it was on a Super 8 projector, and some guy's older brother was in the service, like sent back something from the Philippines.
VCR.
Right,
days.
no one had a VCR,
Right,
and if anyone did have one, it was one of those ones from Russia that was like 700 pounds, and when you hit the eject, the thing shot up and smacked someone and broke your jaw. No one had it.
Kind of
There's-
used in schools now.
Right. There was you couldn't steal it because you'd take 6 guys in a hand truck to get the thing out of the living room. But nobody had access to anything. So if you wanted to watch a porn film, first you needed the projector. And someone had the projector, but the bulb was burnt out, and it was like $80 for a projector bulb, and everyone had to pass the hat and chip in $7 and get this projector
Man,
going.
you've had a very traumatic childhood.
Oh, it was
Not being able
horrible.
to have porn on demand. That's
Absolutely, but we learned to make do with what we had. That's right. That's right. Believe me. And so we'd fire this thing up, and it wasn't enough that someone's folks were like out at the market or something. They had to be in Europe to watch porn.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
they had to clear out for
Right.
days because this was going to take a long time. And then it was a bunch of guys sitting around, and the thing would seize up and start burning, and everyone would start screaming, "No!" And they fast and grab it. And it got to the point where I actually just ripped off a strip and I would hold it up in front of the light, and that was enough porn. That's what it was like, cave porn. We made do. Now everybody's got a VCR, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's 2 in every house, and everybody's got a movie floating around, and they sell them at all the liquor stores, and they sell them everywhere. And I'm sure every 13-year-old kid worth his weight in salt has himself somewhere a film like stuffed under his mattress in
I
the
think
VCR.
you're making a lot
at
of
home.
13-year-old kids feel inadequate that don't have it at this
Or a
point.
lot of 13-year-old parents now running into those 13-year-old rooms and ripping them apart.
All right, but all it takes is one buddy with a VCR or with a tape and who can circulate it around to the little group of friends. The point is they're seeing things that we only sort of dreamt of at 13. I mean, I didn't even know how that stuff worked.
Right.
I didn't even know like where the hole was and
Right.
stuff. I thought it was like on the top part. I didn't.
It's right in the middle.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I don't know what kind of effect
What the impact is going to be.
this is
Right.
going to have. We're going to have a bunch of crazed sexual freaks or a bunch of religious zealots.
A bunch of people that never come out of their house.
Well, I'm in favor of the truth, man.
Are you?
Yeah.
And so what is
Kids are gonna. I don't know. Kids are gonna find out. Eventually. I don't know. I always grew up knowing for some reason. My mom always told me. Like,
knowledge and overstimulation. In our society, there's MTV and there's 50,000 channels. Now, Adam, you brought this up a number of times about when you take an animal and you flash strobe lights in its eyes for 3 days, it reacts.
Right.
And whether this is going to be overstimulating in some way to people and have a reaction of some type, have some kind of effect, I don't know. I really don't know. I think I certainly know with younger kids, I'm worried about it. With kids my age, I get up in front of the television 3 times a
well,
night.
I think it'll build to a head, and then it'll do some kind of thing, and it'll turn into a whole Planet of the Apes type of thing, where man dies off and Chuck Heston
dogs and
represents
cats living
us.
together.
And by the way, last night, Adam,
What? What?
I could barely deal with last night.
All right.
With the porn.
we had porn women in last night.
I mean, I don't think I said one.
Why weren't we here last night?
I don't know. You guys would have had a
here.
blast. I don't think I could say one word after about 11:20.
Stephanie, I was in a zone.
You were in another plane.
Stephanie, 15. Hey, you're on LoveLine.
Okay. My brother's friend was over here last week, and we really hit it off. We were really good friends. I'm not good friends, but we started kissing and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he came over again the next day, and we did it again. And then he disappeared for a week, and then he came back over, and we're kissing again. And I don't know how to tell him that I mean, he obviously knows that I like him, but I don't know how to tell him that I want to go out with him and just not kiss.
This is your brother's friend.
Well, my brother, he's older than my brother.
All right. Is it your brother's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake, then, just agree with me.
Okay.
All right. I don't care how old he is. He's your brother's friend. How old is he?
He's 14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
And you're 15?
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't know. Like, when you're 14, do you go out on dates?
Yeah.
You do?
Sure.
You do?
Yeah.
You talked to a 12-year-old last night. You told him to ask a girl out.
Oh. Well, look, Drew, I can't remember everything I say on this show. Besides, I was in my porn zone.
Oh, God, were you?
Oh, man. I've never seen such
I don't know what
focus.
I always want to get at those people and talk to them, but they always say people that are so nice, and it's disarming to get too direct with the questions when they're a guest.
The porn women?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Drew wants to suck the sex out of the room. He wants to talk about their childhood and their upbringing and, what their dad did or didn't do to them. And I want to talk about their latest, film effort.
The good stuff.
Yes.
Forget
yes.
about psychology.
I'm a people man. Stephanie.
Yes.
So you want to tell this young 14-year-old to take you out.
Exactly.
All right, guys, what do you think?
Why don't you just ask him?
Yeah, you could ask him out, or you could.
I'm too shy. I'm not shy, but I can't bring myself to ask.
You know what? Young ladies need to figure out how to learn how to do this.
I tell you, seriously, I mean, as a guy, I mean, I'm not very good at asking. I'm just was terrified all the time. And, like, I can't think of one girl that if she would ask me out, I would have said no to.
Right.
You know,
That most guys are going to say yes to most girls. But the fact is, our society doesn't raise women to know how to do this, how to assert themselves, and how to express, and so have their needs supported in a relationship or to be able to pursue a guy. It's good to do that, Stephanie. It's not bad. It's good. So learn.
All right,
Go
Stephanie?
do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Go get him.
Go get him, girl. Go. Fetch. Get. Kill. Sick. Mike, 23.
Yeah, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, guys? I got this problem. I don't know what the hell it is. It's kind of weird. On the tip of my, I don't want to say, on the tip of my penis, on
your wiener,
where the
that's good,
where
very tactful.
where the slit is, I guess. What the hell is it called? The opening?
Urethra.
Urethra. There we go.
Hey,
urethral meatus.
There was like a, I don't know what the hell. It's kind of like it was looked like a blackhead. But it wasn't. It was. I don't know what the hell it was.
Yeah.
And I kind of like, I guess, kind of squeezed it out, and it was like, yeah, but it wasn't like that. It was like hard.
Like toothpaste, kind of.
No, it wasn't toothpaste. It was like, I mean, it was like the color of a blackhead, but I don't know.
Well, it might have been a blackhead. I mean, you get something called sebaceous cyst in the penis, and that can be a blackhead.
So
look like a blackhead anyway.
Nothing to worry about.
What does it look like now?
I don't know. I threw it away.
No, but I mean, what's left behind?
The rest of your penis, the part you saved.
Kind of like a little crater, I guess you could say.
Not the husk, but the actual corn on the
you
cob.
probably will have stuff will sort of reform in there periodically, and it's probably just sort of a
so just normal shit.
Sebaceous
normal
cyst.
stuff then.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You use one of those Stridex pads.
Yeah, right. Try
in between masturbation, okay, Mike? People call him with the stupidest questions on this show.
Yeah, I haven't had that one yet. I was kind of intrigued. I was kind of curious as to what.
And that we actually have never had one with the blackhead on the end of the penis. The end of the penis seems to be fairly pristine for most guys. It's not a trouble.
That's
spot.
a sacred area. Yeah, you don't want to have trouble there.
It really is. Although the thing I love about guys is they'll go over every square millimeter of their penis on almost a nightly basis. They will examine that thing like a
so
jeweler.
What's your point?
I'm just saying, good hygiene
That's a given.
is a plus. And we'll be back.
The phone number for LoveLine, 1-800-LOVE-191. Call now, all you sick kids. LoveLine will be right back.
Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Next week, Tori Amos, 311, and my dad.
And not me.
And not Drew. One dad leaves, the other one steps in. So that should be fairly surreal.
Is he going to stay the whole week?
No.
I've got other people filling in.
They'll just come in one night, and we'll have other. Who's going to come in? Dr. Marcel,
Bruce, John. I think Marcel coming next week.
Yes, all the LoveLine fill-in doctors you know and love so much.
Right.
But tonight we are here with the Primitive Radio Gods, and that would be Chris O'Connor and Jeff Sparks, and they have a little CD out called Rocket. And they have a song on that CD called Standing Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand.
Asleep.
Well, that would be the Primitive Radio Gods off of the CD called Rocket, and that song everyone knows about with, I guess that's B.B. King yelling in the background there.
Yes, it is.
Have you heard anything from BB's camp?
Not personally, but I guess over the last 2 days, like Letterman was doing, talking about the song and stuff, and I got a call like the next day saying they're trying to set something up where BB would actually come in and sing that part or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you mean you'd go on Letterman?
That's the plan, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But nothing set yet?
Nothing set, no.
So it'd be kind of cool, you theoretically.
It'd be maybe a little too surreal. I don't know. That would be so strange.
Now, are you going to get the dolphins in there humping and stuff too? Or?
Oh yeah, you got to have the full, aquatic mammalian, sexual sound.
So you
bucket.
get Willie and Flipper, and you put them in a tank and mic them up.
Yeah, grease them down.
So now, how long ago did you mix this song up?
Well, I did originally record the song in '91, and then there was a sample that didn't get approved towards the end from an old French movie that I had to go back and put another sample in and sort of append digitally, like the last minute and a half. So technically, like that mix was done, about 8-9 months ago, but the actual song in its entirety was done in '91. So
this thing, so it's just like a lottery ticket
it's
sitting in your closet for 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those stories.
From out of nowhere.
They're actually bad stories to relate over the air because it makes people think they can go out and do things. It's a very disturbing message for the youth of America. Please, everyone, keep your jobs. That's my message. This is an aberration. This is once in a lifetime.
It's not real.
It's not real. Chris over here, I just put my hand right through him. He doesn't even exist. He's poltergeist. Josh, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a question for Dr. Drew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, of course you know what the epididymis is, right?
Right.
Okay, I have something they call like epidydymatitis or something like that.
Epididymitis, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you sexually active?
Yeah.
Did you get it through a sexually transmitted disease?
No, I had it before I was sexually active.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the doctor. My dad took me to the doctor and stuff, and my dad's work changed insurance and all that crap. So I couldn't go to my family doctor no more. We switched doctors, and he gave me medicine before we switched. And he said if it doesn't work, come back and we'll see what's up. And I took the medicine and stuff, and it didn't work, and I never got a chance to go back.
What are you having? What are the symptoms you're having?
What's that?
What are the symptoms you're still having?
It's just I don't know. It's just like a swelling in my scrotum, It's like the size of my testicles. It's pretty. I'm not bragging on my.
Is it soft? Is it soft? Like a?
Yeah. I know.
It may not be epididymitis, Josh. It could be a lot of things. Okay, it can
my
be.
Doctor told me it wasn't.
Well, it may not be, and you need to see something called a urologist. Okay, very important that you do that. Did he give you antibiotics or did he give you anti-inflammatories?
And I think he gave me antibiotics.
What is this disease?
Epididymis is sort of the packaging center. It sits on top of your testes. There's sort of a cap on top of the testis. That's a
Is it like veins and stuff?
No.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's sort of a tubular system.
Where is it?
It sits on top like a cap.
Let me draw the testes.
All right, it looks like a nice oval.
Uh-huh.
And on top,
wait a minute.
Wait,
that's one test.
Those aren't my testes.
Yeah, there's not enough hair on there for Chris's.
This is the testicle. This is the testy on the inside.
That's a frickin' sombrero you just threw.
That's what it looks
That's
like.
a hieroglyphic, man. There's no semblance of testicles.
All right, where's the
nice
penis?
Oval.
Where's the penis?
Out here.
Oh, there you go.
He drew an erection too, by the way, which I'm sure Freud would have something to say about.
This is the.
Uh-huh. And what happens here with
where
this
things are sort of packaged. The sperm is sort of collected and put through tubules and packaged.
So it's like the Keebler factory.
Right.
For your scrotum.
That's right. That's right.
Working the elven magic.
That's right.
All righty then.
Okay.
And they can get inflamed, get infected. Chlamydia is a common cause of epididymitis. All kinds of things can cause it. It can be just an inflammatory process. It can cause cysts. All kinds of things can cause it there. But you need to see a urologist if it's not getting better with simple treatment. Okay.
All right, there, Josh. Yeah. Go see the urologist.
A little penicillin, a shot of whiskey, you'll be all right.
Yeah, and Josh, you would not be happy if you saw the size that drew your penis. It's not very flattering at all, looking about 2.5 inches and sort of longboard shaped, actually.
That's fully erect also.
Absolutely. It's standing up and saluting. Well, when we come back, We will have more Primitive Radio Gods. We will have more talk of the Rocket CD and the Rags to Riches story. So to speak, have you seen any money yet?
No, I don't know.
No money?
No. It's going to be a while.
I don't want to date you, man. You can come clean.
Yeah, you'll come around.
All right. You're going to have some money? A little later?
Well,
yeah,
I'm banking on it, actually.
Good man. Oh, you're off buying jewelry already on credit? Good man. And we'll be back.
Yo, G. The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine. Right back.
One 800-LOVE-191 is the phone number. 310-854-4455 is the fax number. I'm Adam Carolla. He's Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician. We have Chris O'Connor and Jeff Sparks, both of them from the Primitive Radio Gods. And we were just talking during the break. They will be starting a tour soon, first week in July, as I understand. And no firmed up dates yet, but it is sort of a West Coast tour, up and down the coast.
Yeah, actually, the dates are firmed up, but I just haven't seen them yet. It got done today, and I just haven't had a chance to look at it. But we're going to probably start in LA a couple dates, and say the first week of July, and then do mostly West Coast stuff.
So you'd be in San Francisco, Washington
like that,
State,
probably Seattle, and maybe go out a little bit east, and then just kind of there's a lot of festivals and a lot of things going on. Just kind of kick back after that and see how the record's doing, and then take it from there. So.
Now, when you do a song like your big song, standing out front of the phone booth with the change
whatever,
box,
and the thing. And all
okay,
that, yeah.
now you got the band back together, which is the basically the I-Rails, right?
Yeah, pretty much, except for another guy, Luke McAuliffe, who I've kind of known casually for about 6-7 years, sort of the Slim Dunlap of Ventura County. He's like the only addition that wasn't in the I-Rails.
Where the I-Rails must have been kind of stoked that you dusted that stuff off from your closet and sent it out. I mean, that must have been the best phone call ever, right?
Just about, yeah.
Because, Jeff, what were you doing when you got the call?
I was up in Humboldt County working at a mental hospital.
Oh, okay.
And thinking that I wanted to do something else with my life.
What about the tree planting
like
gig,
kill
dude?
yourself, right? So
okay.
All right, so you worked at a pot farm up at Humboldt, and
that goes without saying.
And the phone rings, and it's Chris, and he goes, "Hey, I quit my job as air traffic controller, and I dusted off these CDs, and I sent them out, and this guy's into it, and start packing up the guitar.
Get the band back together,
Get the band together. We're on a mission from God." Yeah, see, that's what, God forbid one of my friends do anything for me. Now, I'll tell you what, my loser buddies, because I grew up in the Valley.
Those rat bastards.
Those rat bastards, I get a call from them when the big K-Rock concerts come on. "Hey, man, can you give me those Weenie Roast tickets?" It's the only thing I get from my friends. And when they need to move, too. Can you believe that? A big celebrity
How about build a deck?
Oh, yeah, build them something, too. Yeah. Oh, for Christ's sake. All right, Drew, we got some good calls lined up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff, 26, you're on LoveLine with the Primitive Radio Gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, can I speak to you? I guess this is for Adam.
Okay, then.
All right. Well, I have a roommate who's a lot younger than me, and she's also been a lesbian up until now, and now she says she likes me.
Mm-hmm. How old is she?
She's 19.
Uh-huh. And was she bisexual, or was she a devout lesbian?
No, devout.
Uh-huh. For how long? Her whole life?
I think for like the last 4 years or 2 years, something like that.
So, Jeff.
Yeah?
You brought her around, didn't you?
I don't know if I did, I don't...
Yes, you did, Jeff. You weaned her off of women and brought her back to the side of truth.
Well, I don't know if I want to say that or not.
All right, she may be listening.
I hope not.
But, Jeff, you're a lot of man, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and walking around in a towel for a couple of months is a little more than she could bear, and she finally got herself a hankering for some man, right?
I guess so.
All right, now what do you think of her?
I think she's pretty cute.
Uh-huh.
But I think she's pretty young, too.
Yeah. Could be a little confused.
Yeah, and also, living in the same household is kind of a bummer. So.
All right. Well, can you throw her out and then have sex with her?
Can I what? Can I throw her out and just have sex with her?
Jeff. Jeff, yeah, here's the deal. When you're living with somebody and you decide to start having sex with them, then they become your girlfriend who lives with you. Because
Right. But, there's no dating process going on here. It's just like,
right.
seeing her.
Right.
And
right.
It's pretty intense.
All right, so...
But she is leaving, like, in 3 months.
Oh, really? For good?
I think, actually, she's going to New York for about 6 months, and then she's coming back.
Okay.
Do it.
Yeah. Now's the time.
Nail her.
How bad could it? But 3 months can be an eternity if you're living with someone that's not working out. Do you think he should sort of string her along for a couple of months and then make his move in the last month?
Well, it's kind of too late to string her along, I think.
Oh.
But
things
are sort of progressing along already.
Oh, okay. You're already having sex.
No.
But
no.
You've already. What? What have you done?
Just kissing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeff.
Yeah.
It's too late. Go ahead. The wheels are in motion. This is in God's hands now. He's disgusted, but it's in his hands. All right, Jeff?
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
All righty then. Jeff sounded like he, I don't know. I think it was
another one of those questions.
I don't see the dilemma at all.
Right, exactly. Another non-question.
I think it's
all
wide
right.
open.
Yeah, in a very good point you bring up, Drew. We have had a night full of non-questions. A lot of confused people calling up, basically wanting to hear the sound of their own voice on the radio. I'm tired of this, people. I want questions. I want questions that we can give answers to. I want sick, demented, twisted questions, but I want everything to be in the form of a question. Do you understand me? I don't want any more of these long, drawn-out scenarios. I'm grounded. My boyfriend lives downstairs, but I can't go downstairs. But there's no bathroom upstairs, so I don't know what to do. And none of these third-party questions. No, I just, please, I want some questions. I want some guy got his penis caught in something.
Give him some meat.
Perfect. And wants to know how to get it out. That's what I want. Drew, do you have that question for me?
No.
Okay. April 29?
Yes.
Yes.
Be patient with me because I'm kind of nervous, okay?
All right.
First, I have a question for you, Adam.
Uh-huh.
Remember, I remember a long time ago you talking about a date that you had with some girl?
Mm-hmm.
And the champagne under the seat?
Yeah, it was the Sadie Hawkins dance, 1974, I think it was.
No, about
the wine under the seat.
Oh, the wine under the
with
seat.
the actress.
Oh, for Christ's sake. All right.
No, hey,
Yeah.
be patient now. What was her name?
All right. That was, her name was Anita Barone.
Are you sure?
For Christ's sake. How many, I have screwed up many a date mine. Here's the deal. Here's the story. I'm going to recap for the Primitive Radio Gods, guys. Anita Barone, a hot-looking Italian chick. Now, she plays the wife of Jeff Foxworthy in the Jeff Foxworthy show. You know, the stand-up comedian.
Right.
Okay, now, before she was a star, and I guess any times before I was a star, because I'm not a star, but we went out about 5 years ago. I was rebounding, and I was really vulnerable, you know? I was in one of those positions. Things weren't going well in my life, and I really dug her. And we went on this date, went to this Italian place, and I, saved up all my money and everything, and things were going great. I thought things were going great. When we got back to her apartment, I reached under the seat of my 79 Datsun truck and pulled out a bottle of red wine. I said, how about we go back up to the place and get loaded? And she, basically looked at me cross-eyed and left. All right, I never went out with her again. Well, 5 years, move ahead 5 years, and we have Bobcat Goldthwait in the studio here about 3 weeks ago. And it turns out he just went out to lunch with her the day before, and she brought this horrible date up. So he had to come spill it here on national radio. And by the way, Bobcat listens to the show a lot. How old do you think Bobcat is, guys?
58.
58? Okay, that's good. That's good. That's close. Chris? Jeff?
45.
45. Good. Bobcat, are you listening? Bobcat just turned 34 years old.
Wow, he's a puppy.
34. I was at his birthday 3 weeks ago. 34. So, Bobcat, we had what? 58 and what?
45.
45. Fantastic. That's what you get for screwing with me. All right, so that was Anita, who was on the Jeff Foxworthy show. Yeah. All right. Well,
she'll be back, man.
I have another question now.
Yeah.
For the radio gods. Who wrote that song, the standing at the phone booth with change in my hand or whatever? Who wrote
Right.
that?
Chris
that
O'Connor.
Yeah, I wrote the lyrics, but because of there's a sample used from a B.B. King song. Technically, the songwriting critics, they have to be given credit, but as far as the lyrics and the melody and all of that, I
You
did.
wrote them?
Yeah.
Originally?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Well, because
I was there. I'm not. Yeah.
Because why?
Because I was there when in '90 when Kurt Cobain wrote them.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
What? Can you specifically reference something?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, what lyrics did Cobain write? Was it in a song, published song of his or something?
Well, I don't know if it was published or not. I mean, I know I was there. I watched him.
Really? Same exact lyrics, the whole song?
How close to the hookah pipe were you while he was doing this writing, April?
What do you mean?
All right.
What were the lyrics?
What do you?
Obviously, the exact same ones.
What are they? I mean, you must know exactly what they are if you could identify them precisely on the song.
Well, I remember him asking my opinion on some of the lyrics.
What were the lyrics?
Just on with the zebra reference and stuff like, and the plane taking off on or landing on Bourbon Street or whatever he did. He asked me because I remember I had a horse named Bourbon. I told him, okay, well, say Bourbon Street because my horse had died, and I wanted. And he said,
well, I guess the cat's out of the bag, Kurt. Yeah, me and Kurt were actually pretty tight. And,
Didn't you kill him?
Well, I'd rather, I'd
You'd
rather
not
go
talk
with the
about
official
it?
story at this point.
Yeah, you made it look pretty good.
So yeah.
All right, April. Hey, April.
Huh.
Don't say anything though. All right.
Keep this under your hat.
April,
Between you and me.
This is.
Do you take any medication, April?
No, that's the problem. She's not taking any medication.
She's supposed to take a medication.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I got to come clean with you too. When I was with Jimi Hendrix when he was writing Purple Haze.
Well, so was I.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cobain was there too, man.
Right.
Okay.
The myth goes on, man. He's writing it. He is the author of all pop songs.
Diane.
Hello.
Hey, you're 15. You're on LoveLine.
Yeah. Well, I have this problem with some guy.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, last year he used to like me because I told him that I liked him, and we were supposed to get together. But then I said, no, I don't want to get together. And I guess he got all mad because this year I tried being his friend, and he just ignores me. He never writes back. He never calls me or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I get very upset. And I just start listening to the radio. I listen to, the sad songs. And one day I just started cutting myself. And, it made me feel better. So ever since, it's been, 6-7 months that I've been cutting myself.
Diane, have you been cared for by psychiatrists or anything like that?
Well, no. It's because, I try hiding it, with long sleeves. And
you should get some care. I mean, it really is a sign of the distress you're under. If the only way you can get any kind of an emotional release is by cutting yourself, that's a problem. Okay, you really need to see somebody. So one of these days you might accidentally hurt yourself, or if your depressions become deeper, you might be trying to hurt yourself, not just get that release.
You don't want to kill yourself though, do you, Diana?
Well, I don't know.
I'm sure it's all very confused, but some people just cut on themselves to get this kind of emotional release. They have no way. They're so frustrated and depressed. They have no way of releasing it other than self-mutilation.
Diane, do you have anything you're interested in?
Well, no.
All right, that's the deal. You need to find things.
Well, see, I tried talking to him and everything, and he just...
All right, no.
It's not about him.
Forget about him.
But it's...
Believe me, I am the voice of reason and experience. Forget about this guy. This guy's going to be one of those teenage relationships gone bad that you laugh about with your husband and later grandkids somewhere along in life. Okay? Believe me. Please, get a little distance from this. You're going to move on. You're going to find other guys, and things will be better. Those relationships will end too, and then you'll find other guys, and so on. It's a horrible pattern, but it's life. You cannot be cutting yourself in the interim. You have to go kick around a soccer ball or something. You have to find things you're interested in. You got to burn off energy.
It's kind of hard because I have no one in my family to talk to.
Yeah, you need to talk to someone.
You need to find friends.
If all we had to do with the suicidal and self-mutilating patients was tell them to kick a soccer ball, things would be pretty easy in life.
Drew, I think if more people kicked a soccer ball around, the world would be a little better place. Am I right, Primitive Radio Gods?
I agree with the sports remedy.
It's a metaphor. The soccer ball's a metaphor for a
Football.
ball. Yeah, football.
The world.
Yeah, the world. It's spherical, and it has little patches in it, which would represent the different continents. And you kick it around, and in so you release tension, hostility, and you sweat your way to a better you. I mean, you need an activity. Am I right, though, Drew?
Oh, can't hurt.
Okay. I'm glad we agree on something.
Welcome to the biggest show on earth. Thrills galore. The strangest freaks. The highest acrobats. And the funniest clowns.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Tori, Amos, 311, and Dad next week. Drew, adios, amigos.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, have fun in Mexico.
See you guys in a week.
Primitive Radio Gods, Chris and Jeff, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
No sweat.
Go out
Thanks
there
a
and
lot.
buy Rocket, everybody. It's a great CD. I want to thank the beautiful Sherry, the beautiful Lisa for doing the phones tonight. Hey, happy birthday, Dan. It is after
That's
12,
right.
and her birthday is today, Friday. Does not look a day over 20, that woman. The Wonder Engineer Mike doing a fine job on the boards tonight. Thank you, Mike. Thank everyone. We'll see you on Sunday in Mahalo.
You've been listening to LoveLine.
The opinions expressed on LoveLine, especially by Adam Carolla,
are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or sponsors.
Or even the character voices.
LoveLine, produced by Ann Wilkins for Westwood One Entertainment. Copyright 1996. So don't even think it.